So, good day everyone. Today I'm going to discuss about the 3S of economics. 3S of economics refers to the efficiency, equity, and economic growth. These concepts are essential in understanding different aspects of microeconomics and how they influence economic income. So first, efficiency. Efficiency in economics refers to the optimal allocation of resources to maximize overall societal welfare. It involves providing goods and services using least amount of inputs or resources. When an economy operates efficiently, it can achieve higher productivity and
Daddy,
output
bigay mo
levels.
nga sa akin, Daddy, yung notebook
Efficiency
ko.
is typically measured
Yung
by
blue.
concepts like productivity, cost effectiveness, and allocation of resources across different sectors.
Effectiveness. It refers to the ability of policies of measure to achieve their intended goals or outcome. It focuses on whether a particular economic policy is successful in addressing a specific problem.
Equity means justice and fairness. Thus, while technological advancement may increase production, it can also be disadvantageous to employment of workers.
Positive economics. Positive economics is an economic analysis that considers economic conditions as they are or considers economics as it. It uses objective or scientific explanation in analyzing the different transactions in the economy. It simply answers the questions, what is? Examples of positive statements are the economy is now experiencing slowdown because of too much politicking and corruption. The economic is now on slowdown because the world is experiencing financial and the economic crisis. Other reasons are also due to the financial problems of the US, higher crude oil prices in the international market, and the lack of investment capital. Next po is normative economics.
So my topic is about the normative economics. Normative economics is focuses on the value of economic fairness. Normative economics refers to the beliefs that support the value judgment which is better for the nation's economic future and for the social welfare. Having a belief that the income should be distributed evenly in the economic is an example of normative economics. So the normative economics is the part of economics that deals with normative statements. It focuses on the idea of fairness and what outcomes of the economy or goals of public policy ought to be.
So, good day everyone. I am RJ Mendez and my topic is about the ceteris paribus. So, ceteris paribus is literally holding the other things constant is a Latin phrase that is commonly translated into English as all else being equal. A dominant assumption in mainstream economic thinking, it acts as a shorthand indication of the effect of one economic variable on another. provided all the other variables remain the same constant. In the scientific sense of we claim that one variable influences another, ceteris paribus, we are essentially controlling for the effects of some other variable. By key takeaways about the ceteris paribus is a Latin phrase that generally means all things being equal. Second, in economic, it adds a shorthand education of effect one economic variable as on another provided all the variables remain the same. Third, many economists rely on ceteris paribus to describe relative tendencies in markets and to build the test economic models. Fourth, the difficulty with ceteris paribus is the challenge of holding all other variables constant in effort to isolate what is driving change. Lastly, in reality, one can never assume all other things being equals. Next po. Next slide pa ate.
So next is
Next slide po. Okay. And another word about the ceteris paribus is a shorthand indication of effect of one economic variable on another provided all other variables remain the same. To understanding the ceteris paribus in the fields of economics and finance, ceteris paribus is often used when making arguments about cause and effect. And economists might say raising the minimum wage, increase employment, increase the supply of money, causes inflation, reducing marginal cost, boost economic profits of company, or establishing rent control law in a city causes to supply of available housing to decrease. Of course, these outcomes can be influenced by the variety of factor, but using ceteris paribus allow all the other factors to remain constant, focusing on the impact of only one. Ceteris paribus is assumption help transform the otherwise deductive social science into mythologically positive hard science. It creates an imaginary system of roles and conditions from which economies and can pursue the specific end, but another way it helps the economies circumvent human nature and the problem of limited knowledge. Thank you.
so next is classical economics. When we say classical economics refers to the theories and ideas developed by economists such as Adam Smith, David Ricardo, and John Stuart Mill during the 18th and 19th century. Classical economists emphasize the importance of free markets, self-interest, in the invisible hand in determining economic outcomes. And different economists believe that market forces without government intervention would lead to optimal economic growth and prosperity.
Sisay na po.
So next na po,
Modern economics na po ba?
Keynesian.
Eh si ano? Sino ba nag-discuss nun? Ito yung delga ko ata. Miss Barandon, ito po. Ay, oo si Barandon. Wala daw po kasi yung signal niya.
Si dati na sana.
Okay na po, wrong. Hello? Hello? Narurungog na. Yes po.
Yes po.
When we say that includes the viewer, which is equals development, critical, and responsible. The second is key figures. John Maynard Keynes is the central figure associated with this school of thought. Is key ideas. This active government intervention. The nation believes that government should play an active role in managing the economy, especially during times of recession. They advocate for fiscal and monetary policies to stimulate demand and reduce unemployment. The last is a great demand. This is
Okay, good evening po. My name is Lisa J. Bolo. I am going to discuss modern economics. Modern economics, also known as neoclassical economics, emerged in the late 19th century and continues to be influential today. Alfred Marshall, Leon Walras, and Milton Friedman are notable modern economists. Modern economics introduced the concept of marginal analysis, which focuses on the additional marginal benefit or cost
of an action or decision. Neoclassical economics places a strong emphasis on market efficiency, where resources are allocated optimally to maximize overall welfare. It maintains that free markets are generally the most efficient way to allocate resources, but acknowledges that there can be market failures that justify government intervention. That's all po. Thank you.